Radhagopinath gave a very beautiful example. He drew, can we next one? Yeah, not one more, don't do it. Only first part, yes. He first drew a small plant. And then next to it he drew a huge big tree. And then under the small plant he drew a little root like a tail of a rat and with some kind of a, some branches coming out. And then next to the tree also, can you show that? He showed that same root, something similar. And after showing this picture, he said, do you find anything wrong here? What he said, yes Maharaj, very much. What is it? He said, for this small little plant, this is okay. This root can support. But for the huge tree, the same root, how can it support? Little wind, the whole thing will collapse. So he said, when we come to Krishna consciousness, when we are new, little seedling of a bhakti lata popped up, and little sadhana we do, somehow we manage to finish our 8-16 rounds, and once in a way happen to hear some Bhagavatam. Good enough. That can support. But as Sridhar Maharaj said, if you hang around for a longer time, you become a senior devotee. Just the only thing you need is just kind of hang around. Just even in the sidelines, no problem. Suddenly you become senior devotee. Suddenly you are given certain responsibilities. Suddenly so many people looking up to you, and you are visible. Plant has grown into big tree. However, as the growth is upwards, alongside, if the root doesn't grow deeper, broader, wider, then it will not be able to support that tree. Similarly, with the passing years, because responsibility means burden. Burden means weight. And weight means tendency to be thrown off back. So therefore, along with that, if our sadhana is not at least qualitatively deepening, and our scriptural study, hearing and chanting, hearing is not developing a broader perspective, deeper understanding of essential truths, redefining. Earlier, humility for us meant just bowing down and say, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Then we realize humility is much. More humble you become, the more we realize how far away we are from real humility. And therefore, unless we are deepening and broadening our sadhana, deeper discussions, and thorough understanding of principles of Krishna consciousness, then it's not surprising that we will have difficulties in Krishna consciousness. So that was the point. Go to the next one. And then he said, therefore we need to have deep roots. And deep roots read this book, actually was very helpful. Japa book. Next. Yeah. So it is said, we chant the holy name that is on 3 levels. The first level is Nam Aparad, which means we are chanting simultaneously, knowingly, unknowingly, because of our past conditioning, etc. So many offenses are simultaneously being committed because we may not be aware so much. And next is Nam Abhas. Abhas means just like before the sun rises, there is as the sun rises, even before the sun rises, the horizon becomes bright, darkness goes away, and the thieves run away, evil spirits go away. It's like Nam Abhas. Even the pure name is not yet arisen, but just a reflection of that itself is enough to remove so many unwanted things in the heart. And then comes Shuddha Nam. That means one pure name is enough to, completely enlighten our heart. So, from Nam Aparad, at least we should come towards Nam Abhas. It's a reflection of holy name. So, next. Prabhu explains that Bhaktivinoda Thakur, his book describes the stages. Rupa Goswami gives the stages, 9 stages. Adav Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajan Kriya, Anarthapati, Nishtha, Ruchi, Asakti, Bhav, Prem. 9 stages from the seed of Shraddha to the fruit of Prem. He says the Shikshastakam prayers, they are actually also moving from that level, from Shraddha to Prem. It is so beautifully designed. So he describes them very nicely and elaborates on the different stages. Next. Yeah. So he says the first verse is describing the level of Shraddha. Why Shraddha? Because in the first verse of the Shikshastakam, the 7 benefits of chanting is given. Chetodarpana marjanam, bhava mahadava nirvapanam, shrekha kairava chakavika vitaranam, vidyavatu jivanam, anandamu vivardhanam, patipadam purna amrataspavam, sarvatma snapam. Therefore, param vijayate Sri Krishna Swami. And these 7 benefits is exclusively only done by the process of bhakti, not by any other things. In a complete way it can't do. Only bhakti, especially the holy name. Especially the holy name. Because in the Bhagavatam, there is a beautiful verse, quotes Krishna, Hare Namam Kirtan. He said of all the second canto, of all these processes, Shankha, Yoga and everything else, bhakti is the highest. Amongst bhakti, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam is the highest. And among that, Shravanam is the highest, Kirtanam is Paramam Amritam. It is the highest nectar, holy lady. And Jivanam Bhushanam. Three things. Why do people want Amrit? Amrit gives three benefits. The demigods also, they can do it here. They also churn the ocean to get nectar. Because Amrita, nectar, gives three things. Number one, it's very sweet. That's why when we taste something very nice, Amrit jaisa. So one, it is very tasty. Number two, it immediately nourishes and gives strength. Therefore they can defeat the demons. Therefore they want it. They will lose it. Once they drink, they get energized to defeat the demons. Thirdly, it gives a long life. Namamrita, it is the sweetest. Anyone who has tasted this, Prabhu Goswami said, I wish I had 10 million tons. Millions of years to actually hear. It enters my heart, makes it inert. So, this is super nectar. Nobody will exchange this for any nectar. Even if demigods say, stop chanting Hare Krishna and take this nectar. You kill. Provided we have Shraddha. So one is the sweetest. It is the sweetest. Haridas Thakur will find. So one is the sweetest. Number two, Madhuram Madhure Dhyopi, Mangalam Mangale Dhyopi Mangalam, Pavanam Pavane Dhyopi, Aradham Yoti. Secondly, it gives nourishment to the Bhakti Lata in the heart. Powerful nourishment. And thirdly, it gives eternal life, the spiritual world. Demigods who drink nectar are still afraid of the demon. When they saw Aghasur, they were all afraid. The cowherd boys entered, not the demon. They were hiding behind the cloud. Even though they drink nectar. So that is the Chetudarpana Marga. Paramamritam, Bhushanam, is the decoration of a devotee. Neck decorated with holy name, always. This Bhushanam attracts Krishna. Not the costliest jewel. But this decoration is very attractive to Krishna. Bhushanam. And Jivanam. For a devotee, without this there is no life. This is his life. So, Chetudarpana Marjana, it cleanses the heart. Bhavamaha Davagni Nirvavana. So many Agni, Kamagni, Krodhagni, Lobhagni, so many fires burning, unquenchable fire. But only holy name, like shower of nectar, raining, only rains can actually put down Davanal, Samsara Davanal. Only the holy name can actually press it and stop it. So therefore, Chetudarpana Marjana, Bhavamaha Davagni Nirvavana, Shreya Kairava Chandrika Vikarana. Our heart, our consciousness is covered. There are some lotuses which blossom when the sun rises. But there are some lotuses which blossom only when the moon rises. That's called Kairav. One of the lotuses is called Kairav. So, our heart, our consciousness now takes like different stages. Achhadita, covered, Sankuchita, shriveled up, Udita, budding, Vikasita, blossoming, Fulvita, full bloom. So, more Hrit Gagane Viraje, in the sky of our heart, when the holy name, Chandrika, the moon shines, then automatically the consciousness blossoms. Knowledge comes. We find in the case of Mrigari, told him to chant the holy name. Such a powerful transformation because probably the Chetana he got within such a short time. That a man who would kill huge animals half dead and enjoy, take pleasure in seeing them suffering, wouldn't hurt a man. What a transformation. Simply by chanting the holy name. Shreya Kairava Chandrika Vitanam Vidya Vadhu Jivan. All knowledge automatically comes. Simply by chanting, a devotee gets sometimes, gets very soon feeling, something is wrong. I need to work on this, I need to work on this. Some gut feeling comes, One fellow after 6 months of chanting, he said, Prabhu, I have a question. This fellow was regular meeting, breakfast, lunch and dinner. And after 6 months of chanting, he says, should I hit the mosquito? It fits on my body. What a transformation. Within 6 months. So Vidya Vadhu Jivan. It's like a chaste wife follows her husband. Similarly, we chant the holy name. Knowledge automatically follows. Perfect knowledge manifests. So, Shreya Kairava Vidya Vadhu Ananda Ambudhi Vardhanam. The bliss, happiness, which is a natural state of the heart, actually starts manifesting. Which means we may say, Prabhuji, I am chanting so many years, I don't experience so much Ananda. How can you say? The mere fact that the dualities of the world is not stopping you from rendering devotional service means you are experiencing some taste. Otherwise, we are moved by the dualities. We are disturbed by the dualities. Happiness, distress, sweet and cold, honor and dishonor. Good times we chant extra, bad times we hand the bead back. Happy New Year. New Year will take it. So it's not like you're not a fair weather devotee. Steadily going on irrespective of the duality. That means that we are experiencing some taste. Well, how can we continue? It becomes a burden. You are a powerful weightlifter, can't lift this. 60 now, 2 hours. But insignificant, featherweight devotee, blissful sacrifice. From days to day, powerful, continued. Purna Amrita Aswad. One can taste actually some nectar. Taste. Sarvatma Snapana. And after a hard day's work, when you come and stand under the shower, you feel refreshed, replenished, rejuvenated. Similarly, even when you're tired, exhausted, sometimes discouraged, depressed, what's happening? But if we take a bath, Sakrat Geetamrita Snanam, Samsara Malanasham. So like Sakrat, even once, we have to take a start dipping ourselves in oceanic nectar of the holy name. We immediately get rejuvenated. But for that, we have to have faith. If a person is continuing to chant, that means he has faith. So, only a fellow, not the right. One time in Bhagavatam class I told about Dear Krishna, that's fellow. So a yogi came and said, Prabhuji, what a good thought, sitting on the Vyasa. And so only a person who has faith in the holy name, has Shraddha, can actually worship. Faith in all these benefits can actually take them. faith is like an accelerator, pushes the vehicle of bhakti forward. Agyascha, ashraddhadanascha, samshayatma vinashya, na ayam lokosti na paro na sukham samshayatma. Doubt is the biggest demon. Doubt is like a brake on the vehicle of bhakti. So if you want to release your feet from the brake, that means you eliminate doubt and press on the accelerator of faith. Faith begets faith. You associate with those who have faith. And then naturally it flows into our mind. So Adho Shraddha. Next. The second verse he says is Adho Shraddha Sadhu Sangha Bhajana Kriya. You associate with devotees and then you do bhajana. And then comes the second one, that is Anartha Nivritti. Why is the second Namnamakari Bahuda is connected with Anartha Nivritti? It says Namnamakari Bahuda Nija Sarvashi. All the potencies of the Lord is filled in the holy name. Tatra Pita Nivita Swarana Kala. And there is no rules and regulations. You can chant any place, anywhere, in any situation, condition of purity or contamination of the body. But Durtaivam Idrisha, Yatadrishi Tava Kripa Bhagavan. So much mercy you have given, so much concession, so much discount you have given for Kali Yuga. Yatadrishi Tava Kripa Bhagavan, Mama Api, in spite of the fact that you have made the process of self-realization so easy, so accessible. Anyone, patra apatra dekhe na dekhe sthana sthana, yehi jahan paaye tahan kare prema. That's the amazing compassion of Mahaprabhu. Still, Durdevam idrisham iha chani na anurag. But I have no taste. In spite it is made so easy, so accessible, such a highest qualification to have given to a person with no qualification. Is the highest qualification. Then what? Highest qualification. Even Muktanam Pisiddhanam, even Muktatmas who don't get it, that's given to everyone. Still, Durdayivam. We'll discuss that. Durdayivam here means misfortune. What is that misfortune? Because of Anarthayana. Therefore, we have no taste. Because it is rust, the iron is rusted, therefore it is not attracted to the supernatural, super magnet of Krishna. Durdayivam. That's our misfortune. Okay? Then, this Pranadapi verse. That is level to Nishtha. Why this compared to Nishtha? Strunadapi Shuchana, Taroni Vaseshna, Manya Manya, Kirtaniya Sada. Steadiness. In Nishtha stage, because the Anarthas have gone away, there is steadiness. Kirtaniya Sada. You can do Sada. Because there is the false ego is gone. All are connected with false ego. Pronouncement, humbler than a blade of grass, tolerant than a tree, ready to offer all respect, expecting none but that. All these are connected with the ego. That's the toughest thing to give up. The ego. One time, a Mathadhish was passing away, leaving his body. All his disciples came and they asked him, who should be the next Acharya? So the Acharya said, whoever has conquered false ego can be the next Acharya. And they rolled down. He tells him, where is the wealth? It is the whole movie is how to get the wealth. Some address. So the Acharya, just before departing, he said, whoever amongst you has conquered false ego. So they started asking each other, who said that false ego is something I have to fight till the last breath of my life. He became the next author. That means he had deep realization. Because false ego is something, it's like a weed. You pick up and throw, and you really pull it from the root and throw it out of the window. You become proud that I have thrown it. It's amazing. It's like, you throw it. You throw it. You can be proud that you have become humble. So, impossible. It's impossible. Very difficult. Not impossible. Very difficult. Very difficult. So therefore, only such a person can Satkirtani Sada Hari. Because a humble person 24 hours realizes I'm totally dependent on Krishna. How can you give up that rope? If you're drowning and somebody throws you a rope, you know you're catching the rope, therefore I'm surviving. How can you leave that rope? The humble person knows absolutely no power to sustain without the mercy. Every breath of my life, every thought, every word is because of Krishna's mercy. That's really realizing our insignificance, realizing the greatness of God. So therefore, this Pranamati verse is actually at the stage of Nishtha, Kirtana Sada. And the fourth verse is Ruchi. Na dhanam, na janam, na sumagare. Now, why? Because the whole world is running after these three things. Dhanam, janam, sumagare. Even after coming to Krishna consciousness, we go in front of the Lord. Because Prabhupada has said after Shikshashtakam prayers, after our nursing article, therefore we chant. If he really knew, if Krishna would be standing and say, ask, hey Vats, pucho kya chahiye? Na dhanam, na janam, would we really say? Knowing fully well that Krishna will say, Tathastu, everything you taken away, go get it. You can't even go home because how will you taken away? Would we say that? I don't know. I think I won't. I am scared to chant one prayer of Srimad Bhagavatam. Vipadaha santuda shashvat tatra. Please pray this, my Lord. Put calamity after calamity in my life. Such a sweet prayer to sing. Very serious prayer. Deep realization. Visham, Mahaviri, Purusham, Darshana, Asat Samaya, Vanavasa Kutsata, Bridhe, Aneka Maharathastato, Dramnyastatas Chasma Hareji Rakshita. And who is this lady who is saying this? She passed through so many difficulties. Her sons were, people within the palace were trying to destroy their sons. Her sons. Visham fed poison, Mahagri, they burned them in the land, house of black. Purushadarshan, Edinburgh, all trying to devour. Asat Samaya, destroying, trying to destroy her daughter-in-law. In a house full of close relatives. Can you imagine one lady standing there being destroyed in front of so many men? But that lady will feel any chase lady. This is Draupadi. This is 5,000 years old. People will respect, especially Queen, practically the wife of the emperor. Unimaginable. What kind of distress, calamity that they went. And she said, I don't mind. I don't mind that even if that's what it takes for you, for me to continue to see you, my Lord. But all that has come now, all my unrivaled emperorship has come for my son. But if you are leading away, days were better when we were in calamity and we were taking shelter completely and you were always there to protect us. So only a person who has tasted Param Drishtvani can from the heart say, Nadhana, like Dhruv Maharaj. Kacham Vichimman Api Divyaratnam Swami Kritat Hosmi Varam Nayachi. Actually, the Lord said, anything I want you to ask my child. So, I was looking at a piece of glass. Can you imagine Brahmaloka compared to a piece of glass? I was looking, I got a piece of glass. I don't want a piece of glass. Who does that person? They all chant because we have to memorize it and say it. But we can speak it with really from our heart only when we are a higher place. Holy name of the Lord. We have got the jewel of Krishna, Shiromani, Nama Chintamani. If we realize it and have a taste for it, can we say? Therefore, it is this verse is considered under Ruchi, state of Ruchi. Next. So anyway, it goes like that. If you pray now, but only these first four are covered, and within that the 9 keys will be explained. Next. Yeah. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu offers these verses as both description and prescription. It is a description of development from Shraddha to Prema. It is also a prescription. It's also a prescription. Go step by step. First, have faith in the first verse. And the amazing thing, can you go to the next one? The qualities that characterize each stage increases as one progresses. What is, okay, like first thing is Shraddha. Shraddha, Adav Shraddha. Shraddha means the basic foundation. The building can't be built under the foundation. So Shraddha is the foundation. Adav Shraddha, Tata Sadhusam. If there is Shraddha, only then will a person come to Sadhusam. And if a person is continuing to stick to regularly have Sadhu Sangha, that means his Shraddha has broadened. It's like a pyramid. You know, the higher you go, the broader the pyramid becomes at the base. So now we have little Shraddha. Because of Shraddha, we come to the association of devotees. Faithful, sincere devotees. In that, our Shraddha increases. So if we are anyone who is steadily continuing to associate with sincere devotees, faithful devotees, we must know he has strong Shraddha. Because even in the midst of devotees, there are sometimes, sometimes the wrong sides get rubbed and you feel hijacked. What do they think of that? What do they think of that? Still, whatever happens, where else can I go in the whole creation? Simply now. All auspiciousness comes in the association of sincere, pure-hearted souls. Ramanujacharya says, if there is any problem, do one thing. Run and sit in the association of devotees. Because in the association of devotees, Krishna Katha is going. Just run. Everything becomes auspicious. So the Sadhu Sangha. And in the Sadhu Sangha, what do? Discuss about the new Bollywood movie? No. Sadhu Sangha means Krishna Katha and the mission of Guru is the center of our discussion and talk. That is real Sadhu Sangha. Wherever devotees come together, discuss about Krishna and how to inspire each other to become more fixed up and dedicated to the mission of Guru. That is real Sadhu Sangha. So, Bhajana Kriya, so if a person is regularly chanting, that means he has taken advantage of sadhu sangha, and because the sadhu sangha is there, because it is Shraddha, is big, much more now. So, if you are continuing sadhu sangha and bhajana kriya, then anartha nivritti. If anartha nivritti is happening, that means your bhajana kriya is very good. That means you are really taking advantage of sadhu sangha, and that means your Shraddha is becoming more deeper and stronger. So it's like that. The Shraddhas and the sadhu sangha, the higher you go, the lower ones become more broader and deep. Next. Yeah. So, the first one, it is like 7 perfections that are given. Let's discuss the first, Shraddha. Right? We discuss the broad, but I give you one very practical example by which you can connect and relate to how a person, if he is convinced of this 7 benefits, full faith, will never ever stop chanting the Holy Name. Is too much for us. There is not much realization. But at least we have some realization of our what like Sachinanda Maharaj. How many of you have mobile phones? Please raise your hand. I never used to have before, now I have. First time when the mobile phone came, it had only one feature. Call. Only thing is no wire attached. You can move around and call. Wow! Now I can sit in the toilet also and call. I can go in the office and call from the while traveling. So such a mukti. Mukti from wire. Mukti from bandhan of wire. Run there and pick up. Run to some place, some booth and bring up. Such an advantage. Just you move around, freedom. Then some extra facilities, extra features are added. It's all, torch off. That means you don't have to carry a torch anymore. If you carry this, you can call, you can use a torch. And then you don't need to carry a separate iPod and all. You can put music here. Then you don't have to carry a little telephone book and you can put all of these here and make so much memory. You don't have to carry a separate book. And now you can put what else? Camera. Whenever we go in the West and have Harinam Sankirtan, whether they watch or not, first thing they do is you don't have to carry a separate camera. You don't have to carry a separate video, separate iPod, separate sound system. Nowadays even names are available. What else? Video.
GPS system.
Yeah. Can you imagine one little thing and so many things are happening? He's such a good servant. He's relieving me of so many other burden. Burden of carrying a torch, burden of carrying an iPod, burden of this, burden of that. Simply one little piece of it. Therefore, he has become such an indispensable servant. You may live for some few days without your wife. You can't live for a few moments. Your child may cry and you may still be sleeping. But if this cries, you know the deepest sleep ever gets up. Shunyayitam jagat. I was thinking, people, just because they have realized how how beneficial this is, they have faith because they are actually taking the advantage and benefit of such a thing, even though they know it causes cancer, even though it's a lot of money, even though you have to keep on charging it, still they can't live without. What to speak of the holy name? Holy name gives you such advantage. Mukti from this material existence. Mukti from all the anarthas. Mukti from all the fears. Greatest bliss. No side effects. No cancer if you hold too close. No payment, prepaid, postpaid, no payment. No charging. The only charging is attentively chant. Immediately super network. You get connected. You will leave Krishna in the satsang. Due respect to Radhagopinath Prabhu, my very, very dear old senior friend. See how desperate a person. Pranath person. So once we realize that, how can a person ever leave this? If we are not, that means we are not convinced. Right now we are not even on the Shraddha level. Forget about talking about Bhava. Not even on the Shraddha level. See, this becomes such a burden to us. So first is at least that Shraddha. All this benefit, imagine, that's why Rupa Goswami said, Namo Mahavadanya, Krishna Prema Pradanya. He's giving it free of cost, just chant, Baba. Chant, chant, chant. That's Prabhupada said, can't. That's our unfortunate situation. Yeah. So, these things to strengthen our faith and next, increase our enthusiasm. The more convinced you are of these 7 perfections, your faith will increase and your enthusiasm will increase. Naturally. One will be so enthusiastic because you know you are on the right track and very soon you will reach the goal. Why will we not be enthusiastic? Next. So, if all these benefits are there, it doesn't cost anything. Powerful network, anywhere in the middle of the jungle, inside the cave, you can connect. You can connect just like Uddhava. Uddhava was talking to Vidura. At the moment Uddhava was reminded of Krishna, in a second he connected with Krishna in Golok Vrindavan. In a moment. Network, perfect network, provided in channel. So if all these benefits are there, why are we not achieving it? We are not achieving it because we got up. Yeah, there are the 7 results of chanting. There is attraction to Krishna's name. So that is the next word. It says Durdaivam. So what is this Durdaivam? Next. Durdaivam means misfortune. So, Bhaktivinoda Thakur lists the causes of misfortune. If only we overcome these few causes of misfortune, then we become fortunate to accept the jewel of Krishna, and therefore we can actually develop taste and move ahead. The first is our lack of understanding. Tattva Vibhrama. Tattva means truth and Vibhrama means bewilderment, confusion. What Tattva? In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami expresses what Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught to the Goswamis, Rupa and Sanatana. Krishna Tattva, Bhakti Tattva, Rasa Tattva, Pran Tattva, ultimate limits of Krishna Tattva. What is Krishna? Who is Krishna? Vrindavan, Brajeshwar, Brajendra Nandan Krishna. Not Dwarka, not Vasudeva Krishna. Krishna Tattva, Bhakti Tattva, Ramananda Raya, taking the Bhakti to its highest limit. Rasa Tattva, Dhruva Goswami, taking it to the highest limit. Jiva Tattva, if only we realize how insignificant we are, how can we ever become proud? How can we ever leave our dependence on Krishna's mercy? If we really knew how Krishna is omnipresent, omnipotent, all merciful, all kind, how can we ever give up? If we really knew the potency of bhakti, power of bhakti, how could we take it casually? If we really knew what is favorable and what is unfavorable, how could we not give up what is unfavorable? How could we not accept what is favorable? If you are finding it difficulty, that means we are not yet convinced truly of the insignificance of the jiva. We suddenly think, actually I think I am a great soul. One devotee came to me about 8 or 9 months after coming to Krishna. He said, Guruji, काम and क्रोध हो गया, तो थोड़ा थोड़ा बाकी ऐसे कि ये मोह है, समझा? Really, people start feeling, I think, substantial progress. We really don't realize the insignificance of jiva. Maya, you really realize, Bhava Maya, Bhavatya. Eva, only a person, Ekam Charanam, only is completely takes shelter of the Lord. To the extent we are not convinced with that, then Durdaiva. We have read, we have heard, but we are not convinced as yet. Therefore, there is no shelter, because we are not fully taking shelter, there is no text. So that is lack of understanding. Our lack of understanding of the tattva. That's why Krishna says, Janma karma chale vivyam evam yogeti tattva. Bhaktyamam vijanati yavan vishyasi tattva. What she should do? Tadviti pranipalena paripatti upadekshanti te jnana tattva darshana. Go to the tattva darshana. Here, have faith in those words. And then our lack of understanding will go. True understanding will come. Nashto moha smritar labdha tat prasada sitosmi gata sandeha parishye vachanam. Then we will execute order of faith. Right? Our material attachments, asat trishna. Trishna means hankering or thirst, and asat means to the temporary things. Temporary things means petty pleasures. It's all attached to certain petty pleasures. In front of our temple in Mumbai, we have a panwala. Shambhunath panwala. This is in Girgaon Chowk. People come from Borivali, 25 kilometers away, particular time of the day to get that particular path. Just for that. Come all the way. People are so particular kind of tea, particular temperature, at particular time of the day. Without that, Shunya item there is something is missing in my life. Even after coming to Krishna consciousness, certain things within the framework of our limit, our regulations, principles, still certain attachments will be without trying to get this. Also, heavenly pleasures. Now, we are not attached because we really don't know what heaven is. All of us have our own heavenly abodes in this world also. which we are attached, and heavenly pleasures. We have our own heavenly pleasures. Wow, Swarga Sukha. Rasam dikhna wo juice kudege. Swarga Sukha. Or attachment to mystic powers. Anima, Gadima, Mahima. Here says Prabhuji, I am not at all attached. Why? Because you know you are never going to get it. It's like a beggar on the street telling, करोड़ करोड़ हमको कुछ जिंदगी करोड़ में कितना जीरो होता है वो नहीं दिमाग he knows he never going to get it. All of us are attached to some mystic power. What is mystic power? You have some subtle ability to control matter. Why we are attached to this? Because we can control, can communicate anything, anywhere. Karlo duniya mothe. It's a fact. It's a mystic power. Without that, you feel, if you have it, you feel no problem anywhere I go. Any time I can just connect. It's like a mystic power, subtle mystic power. Therefore, people can't give it up. Though they know it is causing cancer, they can't give it up. Very difficult. Or even after coming to devotion service, we want some mystic power. What is the mystic power? I wish I could memorize all the verses, chant them in such an enthralling way that I could hold the whole page. Sit in everyone. I only wish. Krishna, I don't want anything. For your service, give me that power. Or, give me, when I sing with the brother, oh, everyone should look at me, not at Krishna. I wish. So many people listen. I wish I had the capacity to take more prasad. Especially on Govardhan Puja, you see all that. Then this much I can finish. I wish I had mystic power and Dheema. So, something or the other, subtle mystic power. I only wish I had this, I had that, I had this. Only for your service, Krishna. But it's there. These are subtle mystic powers by which you can, so that you can control and you can enjoy that pleasure, subtle pleasure. Or attachment to mukti, suffering, liberation from suffering. You may not understand mukti so much because you don't, but all of us, if you have seen it, they say, Krishna, I don't think you're too much of a headache, too much of this, too much of that. Any suffering, we say, please take it. So we are asking relief, we are asking mukti from some kind of thing. So all of us are attached. I'm coming here so that everything should go peaceful in my life. That's all I ask. Don't give me any problem. That's the reason. So something or the other like that, we are attached. And because of that can act as an anchor to move forward. Our weaknesses, Hridaya Daurbalya, weakness of the heart, so which is again like an anchor, which is as Krishna Prabhupada says in the purport, 15th chapter, last words of the purport of 15th chapter, last paragraph. Two kinds of Hridaya Daurbalya: desire to lord it over, and once you lord it over, attachment to man. And finally, next one, aparadha. Anything that blocks the flow of words. It could be Vaishnava aparadha, it could be Nama aparadha, can be carried in the heart from one birth to the next. That means not even this life. Next life also you will have difficulty. He says one is crookedness, which means performing devotional service to gain something other than Krishna's pleasure. You perform devotion. Sometimes a person performs devotional service for something different from pleasing Krishna. Anything else, anya abhilasha, shunya. If it's not shunya, it's not pure devotion. That's crookedness. I'm showing I am doing it, but I want something else. Second thing is faithlessness. At least I have seen devotees after years of practice, still they come and ask, Prabhuji, the best 10 years you have been chanting. Somehow that faithlessness. Because of this life or previous lives, aparad, block is there. Brick by brick you have to remove. Otherwise the whole wall is blocking that person. Or attachment to things that destroy faith in the Lord. You know these kind of things destroy, but still you can't give it up. We all pass through, but sometimes it just goes quickly. But for some it becomes so difficult. For Bengali gentleman, so much he tried, but he just couldn't give up fish. Fish. And he quit fish. So much confrontation. Even though he knew, he understood philosophy. Brilliant. He could quote scriptures to me. This one thing. Slackness in the performance of devotional practice, or pride in one's devotional advancement. Great acharyas, powerfully they transform the world. They never become proud. But sometimes we, beggar is proud of his thing. We do something and I do it, I don't put the name on the board, but I think you all should know. I just want to inform you by the way. It's there somewhere. It just comes. So these are all he says. Yeah. Our confusion, lack of deeper understanding of self, the Lord, what is favorable and unfavorable devotion. This is what we have discussed next. Asa Krishna, thirst for the temporary that he desires. Yeah, go ahead. Desire for heavenly pleasure, desire for mystic power, desire for devotion. Next. Yeah, this is one thing I just wanted to talk. The problem of I wish. Radhagopinath Prabhu said very nicely. Every time. Sometimes devotees also. I only wish I had curly hair. Or I had hair. A little more in the right places. I only wish I was a little fair. I only wish I could sing better. I only wish I could chant the shlokas clearly. I only wish I could play it. I wish devotional. But Radhagopinath Prabhu said, every time you say, how I wish, you are sowing a seed for next life. How I wish. Oh, you wish? You will get my son. Not in this life. Next life you will become a singer. Gandharva. No problem. But then you will sing nicely, and like Narmuni is previous to previous life, so many wonderful people will follow you. And you may be, as Prabhupada said, attached to film songs rather than kirtan. Why wish? A devotee is happy in whatever situation. यह सर्वत्र अनभिस्नेहः तत्तत् प्राप्य शुभाशुभम् न अभिनन्दति न द्वेषी तस्य प्रज्ञा. Dissatisfied. My Lord had there been a better situation? If you have not given me a better situation than what I am today, maybe I would have become proud. I couldn't have handled that. Therefore, you have kept me like this. If you have given me something, maybe without that I would have been discouraged. Therefore, you have given me just enough. If you have not given me, it's because of this. Maybe I couldn't have handled it. Maybe somebody else can handle it because of their devotional credits. Maybe I can't handle it. Thank you, my Lord. It means complete satisfaction. The first sign of advancement is Krishna consciousness. As Arjuna asked Krishna, Chitta Prakyasya ka bhasha. He says, Prajahati yada kaman sarvan parpa manogatan atmanyeva atmana tushtava. First sign is satisfaction. Whatever situation the Lord has kept me. Sita Ram, Sita Ram, Sita Ram kahiye, jahire vidhi rakhe Ram, tahire vidhi rahiye. जिंदगी के डोर सौंप हाथ दीनानाथ के, महलों में रखे चाहे झोपड़ी में वास दे। धन्यवाद निर्विवाद राम रस पीजिए, जाहिर विधि राखे राम, ताहिर विधि रहिए। Whatever situation he gives you, धन्यवाद, thank the Lord, and nirvivad, no complaints, no argument. Why me? Why this? Why not that? Very easy to speak from Vyasa-san. But after getting down, why there is no prasad? It is so sweet to speak and so satisfying to the soul, but disturbing to the mind. Things don't happen the way you want. And the fact is this, that's why self-realized souls are so rare and so worshipable. Yeah. In Hridaya Daurbalyam, weaknesses of the heart, attachment to objects, not connected to Krishna, deceit, fault finding, envy,
desire for fame.
Yeah, desire for it. It is so deep rooted. So deep. Sanatana Goswami says, the last one. After anything may go away. Desire for profit, adoration, and just kingship. That's it. Very, very deep. These are weaknesses. And therefore we fall prey to so many other unwanted things. Yeah, offenses. The Nama problem. What we discussed, the 5 unfavorable effects of Nama, Vaishnava, all these kind of things. So to overcome pramada and attain taste for holy name, it is helpful to understand the nature and functioning of the mind. Basically, there are 10 offenses, but one of them is inattentive. Basically 3, Audasenya, Jadya and Viksha. Audasenya means apathy. Apathy means lack of seriousness. Taking it casually. Taking Puri, taking Krishna, taking Darshan, taking devotees casually. That is Udasi. Jadya means laziness. It's like inertia, it's like a chain, not pushing you back to the opposite of enthusiasm, inertia. And the third thing, or you start after some time, it becomes heavy, feels sleepy. And the third is distraction, grasshopper mind, jumping from one to another, very difficult to focus. So, all of these are eventually is the mind. Therefore, this is, he said, therefore, Guruji Prabhu in his book, Japa, dedicates his 7 chapters to the understanding of mind. I found it really enlightening and enlightening. I strongly recommend, if it is possible, to try to get this book and read it. Very nice book, especially this third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, the reference is there. This is Mother Devahuti, Lord Kapila is telling. Mano buddhi ahankaraha chittam iti antaratmakam chaturdha lakshate bhedo vritya lakshana rupaya. He says the internal subtle senses are experienced as having four aspects in the shape of mind, intelligence, ego and contaminated consciousness. Distinction between them can be made only by different functions, since they represent different characteristics. That means the subtle body is one, and different parts of the subtle body is called by different names because of different functions and different characteristics. It is the same thing. Mind, intelligence, ego and contaminated consciousness. It's all the same thing. It's just like a railway, the whole railway moves together, engine, then the bogie, then the guard, then the whatever. All these move together, but different things are called. The whole thing is called a train. Similarly, mind means all these four. You say, no, my mind is disturbed. Mind has four different divisions. Mana, buddhi, ahankara and chitta. And they are called differently because of their different functions. And the subtlest part is the most complicated and most difficult to overcome. That is the covered consciousness, contaminated consciousness. Then there is the false ego. Then there is the intelligence. Then there is the mind. The mind is the grossest of the subtle body. And mind is the dullest. When we say mind is the problem in chanting, right? Actually, when we say the mind, it's not the mind, it's actually the false ego. It is the false ego which is really causing the problem. Mind is a dull guy. Dull food. Very simple. Mind is very simple. But in association with intelligence connected to false ego, it has become very stubborn. Chanchalam, Pramati, Balavat, Dudha. The example is given very nicely. Suppose, an example that I thought of. Suppose there is a huge bungalow and there is an owner who owns the bungalow. And then he has a guard at his gate. And he has instructed the guard, these are all my friends, allow them. These are all my enemies, don't allow them. So the guard does not understand. He is simple. He comes, anyone come? Hey. Come inside. Hey, go outside. He has only one concept, and computer, 0 and 1, that's all. Binary system. Sankalpa, Vikalpa. Accept, reject. Come in, get out. Only binary language it has. It's very simple. The mind is very simple person. Simple structure, simple instrument. It is the false ego. And since time immemorial, the mind is serving the false ego. How does the mind serve the false ego? By maintaining the ego and by protecting the ego. How? Anything that is favorable to the ego, the mind has been trained to say, come in, sir. And anything that displeases the ego, you are my enemy, get out, sir. So the mind is very simple. But the ego is so complicated. And therefore, Ichha, Dvesha, Samyuktena, Dvandva Mohina Bharata, Sarvabhutani Sammoham, Sarge Yanti Bharata. Bhakti Thakur called that. Keno Hare Krishna bhajan, he called it Moner Manush. Moner Manush. Moner Manush is that false ego. And the mind is the humble, menial is next to the intelligence, and he tells the intelligence, देखो भेज रहा हूँ, just do the universe. And the intelligence is the plan. Now, very amazing thing, false ego transforms in the mode of goodness to the mind, and false ego transforms into intelligence in the mode of transform through the mode of ignorance becomes, through the mode of passion becomes intelligence. Mind is lower, intelligence is higher, but the mind is produced by transformation of the ego in the mode of goodness, but the intelligence, which is actually higher, is transformation of the false ego in the mode of passion. Therefore, when the intelligence is activated, you become passionate. Therefore, no thinking nature, no planning. When you start planning, 2 minutes only you finish over. The moment you start planning, mode of passion comes. Planning is the mode of passion, intelligence. And the mind is the mode of goodness. If you bring it, if you detach it from intelligence, detach it from planning, then it just does one thing. Just tell the mind, listen, I'm supposed to be chanting, okay? Nobody is allowed to do this thing. You have to hear only one thing. Hear the name that I am chanting. Not the future mantra that I am going to chant. इतना बड़ा वाक्य है 16 टाइम कितना है 1.5 घंटा 1.5 घंटा में 16 1 घंटे में so you have to finish one round by 5 minutes. Okay, on your mark, get set. Intelligence takes over. Don't plan even for the next mantra, and don't think about the past. Hey, previous one didn't go. I think you should do this. It would have been nice if you had done that. Forget it. The longest journey begins with the next step, first step. We focus on the next step and the next step before you know you reach the goal. So therefore, what is going to do right? His mantra is just one mantra. Not even one mantra at a time. Otherwise say how much at a time? No. Just one mantra. Hear the mantra that you are chanting. Instruct the mind before you begin chanting. My dear mind, just listen to me. I am going to chant. Okay? Don't ask how many rounds. That's none of your business. That's none of your business. That I will do. Because intelligence will take over. Can you now? Office kitna baje? Abhi kitna? Recording? Nothing. He said, there is time. Sit. Just hear the mantra. Hear the mantra that you are chanting. Not the previous one. Not the... Because Shochati na Kant. Shochati means lamentation of the past. Are I could have done chanted better. The mind is so mischievous. The intelligence is so eager. You are sitting and chanting nicely. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Suddenly the mind says, wow, you are such a super chanter. Actually, you are a great soul. I knew you had all this ability. That means the ego is being banned. Ego is finding satisfaction, Japa is going to hell. If you chant the mantra, in your name touches the soul, all this will happen. Chetuda Pramana. It doesn't want to happen. The ego doesn't want it to happen. Because if Chetuda Pramana, it becomes too clean. And if the light is there, darkness is not there. You can't be controlled. The mind or the false ego does not want to hear the holy name, because he holy name smashes the false ego. Allow the mantra to touch the soul, but the false ego is standing. How dare you cross me? You are my servant. And intelligence is obedient, dedicated, sold out servant of the false ego. Both are together, mind and intelligence are since time immemorial serving the false ego. It maintains the false ego. You are such a he says, actually I'm chanting when I sleep. But I think you have been closing your eyes too long. It's dangerous when I sleep. Just open your eyes. No, don't open. Because if you open, you may get distracted. Okay, close. But I think if you have decided to chant all the 16 rounds, you should take water because you may get so tired. Better to get up now only because you can keep it before chanting, get the boiling water. Drink it now only, make it cool down. In this way, whole 16 rounds goes, simply you have been hearing these things. Small things. But simply the thoughts of yourself. Eventually it happens that we have been obediently serving the dictates of the musical mind under the control of the passionate intelligence, under the control of false ego, who is the Lord and Master, and standing before you. Therefore he says, please beg the Lord, my dear mind, you are great. You are capable of all goodness. Just keep quiet. Just do one thing. You do one thing. The soul should tell. The soul should plead the mind. Just do one thing. For your good and for my good. Okay? All these masters you are serving, you keep aside. Just hear me. Now Chintamani Krishna's Chaitanya Rasadikya. Purna Shubha Nitya. Abhinanda, not different. So dictate the mind. At the moment you realize that you've been thinking something, bring it back. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Just let the sound touch the soul. That is authentic chant. That's all. One mantra over, next mantra. Don't focus on the previous one. How did it happen? Third one. Chale. Ho gaya so ho gaya. Past is a history. Future is a mystery. Living in the present is the secret to victory. You want the present, my dear mind. Listen to the mantra that you're chanting. This is reality. What is past is gone, you can't change it. What is future is not in your hands right now. You're only chanting one mantra. Listen to this. This is Krishna dancing on your tongue. Right now, focus. And if you absorb in that, the current, before you know, it's over and you say, wow, I didn't even know how time passed. Because you're not planning, you're not lamenting, you're just focusing on that after that. So just move smooth. Of course, it seems very smooth. And you start dealing with it, big trouble. Practice. That's all. Therefore, he says, his mantra, he says, I have no other technique. Prabhupada said, just hear attentively. That's what I do. The mantra that you are chanting right now. Not the next one. Not one round. Not the 16 round. Good 16 round. No. Good one round. No. Good 5 mantras. No. The mantra that you are chanting right now. And he banned it into us. In comparison. So that was what he expressed. The main obstacle in chanting is not the mind but actually the mind. So the mind serves the false ego by maintaining the ignorance and by protecting the false self. It's like a humble servant the ego. Puffs up the ego or it hurts the ego, whatever. You just keep telling but it serves the ego. Next. Yeah, this is what I said. The mind provides a sense of duality to help false ego maintain its illusory sense of being Lord in the world. Oh, you are a nice chanter. You are not of this sankalpa vikalpa. That's all. You keep oscillating between the two. Next. Intelligence, passionate by nature, serves false ego by making plans to satisfy the mind's fluctuation between acceptance and rejection, scheming for future and reframing the past. Therefore, he says, by keeping the mind's tasks simple the mind will gradually act simply in the mode of goodness without influence. The mind, when it is still in the sense, focusing on the holy name only, then it naturally comes to the mode of goodness, because that's where it originates from. And the mode of goodness becomes peaceful and satisfied. When it comes in contact with intelligence, passion starts. Therefore, no planning. Most of the devotees, they find it, japa is the most powerful planning session. In fact, one devotee used to keep diary next to him the pen. And he said, Prabhu, world-shaking ideas comes to me during chanting. And of course, after I get up from there, they just remain in the pocket. I never ran to pocket. But even if I realize it's simply cheating by the mind. Somehow keep the mind away from, or the soul away from getting in contact with the holy name. You should not allow the mind to cheat us. And therefore, this is his recommendation. It's not a technique. It's just, this is what you are supposed to do. The mind is supposed to be in the present. Listen to the mantra that you are chanting. That's all. Finally, I would like to conclude with, when I am chanting like this, I got a few realizations. Not realization is very deep. Some thoughts which help me to chant better. When I am chanting, I feel. I'm not doing chanting, of course. That's another trick of the mind. Before chanting, I think that I'm beginning a long journey. Live the whole day in a way that is pleasing to Krishna. Just like if you have a vehicle and you want to begin a long journey from, say, Bombay to Mysore, Bangalore to somewhere, Calcutta, somewhere, Mumbai, you're driving. What do you do the first thing immediately after getting? Go to a petrol pump and fill in. Why? Because you know it's a long journey. First thing is action. Similarly, devotee should feel for my whole day's journey to be in proper consciousness. First, let me fill my heart with Krishna's mercy that has come in the form of the Holy. So think that when you are chanting, attending the others, what you are doing is filling, but if you are inattentive, you are looking somewhere and instead of a tank, you are putting it somewhere, pressing the button. Nothing has gone into the tank. It has all flown. Of course, the digit shows 5 liters or 10 liters, but not a drop has gone inside. So you feel satisfied, you are paying, but it won't go forward. Attentive chanting here means, for chanting means filling the gas. And attentive means putting it in the right place so that it actually fills and sustains your whole day to maintain a proper consciousness. This meditation helps me to actually focus. Sometimes I feel like a helpless child in the womb. And chanting is connection to Mother Hara, the umbilical cord. That's the only connection. Otherwise, the child has no process of nourishment. All the nourishment that comes from the mother to the child. And as Prabhupada says, oh Mother Hara, chanting, oh my Mother Hara, oh Krishna, please engage me in devotional service. So it's like nourishment. If you are not properly nourished, if there is a twist in the cord, nothing reaches, and the child will die. Similarly, Bhakti Lata will die with the inertia. So, whenever you hold the wheel, it's like umbilical cord. See the connection coming. Nourishment Or it's like a rope for a drowning man. Or sometimes, suppose you're drowning and some helicopter comes and throws a rope. And you catch it and you are lifted up from the ocean. Will you ever leave the rope if you feel like it is scratching? You know, even a second if I leave it, I'm back in the ocean. You may scratch my ear, but not leave this hand. Knowing that this is my only connection, life and death. Similarly, I was falling in the ocean of birth and death, but by my spiritual master's mercy, Srila Prabhupada's mercy, by Krishna's mercy, Mahaprabhu's mercy, He's thrown us the rope. Catch this. Don't leave it. Don't leave it. Imitative chanting means you think you have a rope, you're dreaming, and the rope is there and you left it. And you've fallen, and then you still think you have got the rope in your dream. So, as a man who is drowning catches the rope, think, this is my only connection to Krishna. If I leave this, a good 16 rounds, I'm just in again. I can't give it up. It's like a cell phone. You know, if you don't charge it when you need it the most, it won't work. So your network with Krishna to be fully alive, fully communicating. One time, we went to one love's movie. He plugged it in and switched on also. And he slept. The morning he saw it was not charged up because huge connection was. So even though the plug was inside and the switch was on, hello, nothing. So even though you may be chanting, but if it is not attended, it is like charging, but still it is discharged. That means it's not charged up. Therefore we may not feel enlivened throughout the day. It means maybe simply there, ritualistically there, not actually charged up. These are all my personal experiences. I think holy name is like fruit, and attentive chanting is like the straw. The straw is there and something is stuck inside. You're pulling, nothing comes in. And you put the straw and just suck, the juice comes. It's sweet and tender. So that's the only way. You can't, do it. That's not the way to drink fruit. Nectar is there, proper way. And then you suck it. So sweet, so nice. Of course, this chanting, this amruta, billions of times more than fruit. To a thirsty person about to die. And it's like a shower bath. Imagine you're so tired everything and just stand under the shower. Instantly you feel refreshed, isn't it? After a hot day, sunny day, sweating, dirty feeling. Then you stand under the shower. If you are not feeling rejuvenated, refreshed, maybe the shower is on and you are standing 2 feet away. You are simply using your towel but you are never wet in the water. So attending, make sure you are under the shower for the sweat to go and the dirt to go and the tiredness to go. The third kind of Srimad Bhagavatam says, Kalmuni in his previous life, the son of nature, he was so tired, exhausted. The moment he touched water, he refreshed. Prabhupada writes in the Bible, water, touch of water refreshes. If you are not getting refreshed, something is wrong. You didn't touch water, something else you touched. Or okay as long as it's before. Understanding how important, how desperate, how significant it is and how desperate we should be. This is the only connection what we have received. Appreciate it, grateful heart, what we have received. So this is some thoughts that I thought I should share. It's so important, so essential for every sadhana. So even we may hear on a regular, I heard Mahatma Prabhu is coming. He heard soon giving a full-fledged session on Holy Name. The more you hear, then you can never say it's enough. It's such an important thing. By the way, I just like to conclude with one prayer. Before I begin chanting, because anything can become mechanical if you are not consciously and conscientiously doing it. I meditate on 3 shlokas and they help me to a large extent to chant myself. First, what am I doing? Second, why am I doing it? And third, how should I do it? For full benefit. What am I doing? I remember the shloka. Nama Chintamani Krishnas Chaitanya Rasavigraha Purna Shuddho Nityamukto Adhinatvat Namana. Krishna personally Rasavigraha. It's like deity is not different from Krishna. It's like Bhagavatam is not different. In a deity form it's not different from Krishna. Can reciprocate and give you the same benefit. Directly Krishna's association. Bhagavatam is Krishna in the book form. Deity is Krishna in the yeah. Similarly, Holy Name is Krishna in a sound form. Personally, Krishna is dancing on your tongue. Can you imagine? Appointment with Krishna. Bhagwan se baatchit. Hotline. One time I was in Kumbh Mela and we were distributing Prahlad Maharaj Vijay Chai, 2 rupees, 5 rupees. We were distributing. Nobody was buying. Practically no one was buying and I was buying. But I saw a huge fellow from Delhi, 6.5 feet, towering personality. And he would go, he was selling it like hotcakes and people were buying. I said, what does he do? So I went behind him and stood and said, what does he say? He has some powerful mantra or what? And he would just stand and say, "2 rupees में भगवान से बातचीत." 2 रुपये में भगवान से बातचीत. What? 2 रुपये में भगवान से बातचीत. And they would say, and I said, wow, I learned it. And I also, 2 रुपये में भगवान से बातचीत. तुम करो महाराज. There is no technique, but you have to have some sincerity and purity. But imagine, Bhagwan se baatchit. Krishna is dancing on your tongue. So, Nama Chintamani Krishna. So what is this activity? I am contacting Krishna. Krishna is personally Namna Makari Bahudane Tatrahadpitane Etadrishi Tava Kripa. How merciful Krishna in the Kali Yuga is. Every time, especially in Kali Yuga. In his most munificent form, accessible form, anywhere available, at any place. Made himself available. That is the first thing. Why should I chant? Because Hare Nam, Eva Kevalam. Kalam Nasti Eva. There is no other way as sweet, as short, as safe, and as simple as chanting the holy name. Kalam Nasti Eva Gatiranjata. Why not do it? How should I chant? Pranam Vishnu, Prabhupada message, Manina, these are some meditations, thoughts that help. Whatever helps. But who are the mantra
Yes.
Radhagopinath. So we have 7 minutes left. If there is any, I've told 7:30 to 9:30. If there are any questions.
Prabhu, a request. Mahatma Prabhu Jabba workshop we are having on the 2nd, 3rd and 4th of December. I'd like you to encourage people to attend. 2.5 days.
I haven't heard it myself, but I have heard devotees who have heard and they were praising it again. Appreciate. But I am convinced one thing. Actually, even if you discuss it regularly, still it is not enough. Or to speak of those devotees who are traveling all around, sharing for a, they've been doing it for a long time. They're sharing their thoughts. So, you already said it. Please take advantage. So many devotees have been writing on the holy name. So many are doing holy name seminars. Any other
If we are not satisfied with the way we are chanting, then should we, what we are means that dissatisfaction of not being chanting yesterday, day before yesterday, thoughts you come by chanting. So at that moment to hear that mantra, what you have to do immediately?
Tell your mind. Forget about whether you are satisfied or dissatisfied. Krishna is satisfied if you hear the mantra that you are chanting. Let us, after the feedback is hung there, let us think Krishna is satisfied, I am satisfied. This is not the time to think who is satisfied. Yes, prasada, Bhagavad prasada. We have been ordered, we do this, and we have to do it attentively. We have to do it thoroughly as much as possible. So, simply, just the game of the mind. You have 22 hours to think of that. Not doing it. After that, you will have a full planning session. Was it satisfactory or not? You have 22 hours to plan. Not doing it.
Prabhu, you mentioned that the fame is the most difficult to overcome.
Which one?
Fame. To
Pain.
get worship.
Yeah.
So what are the tips to overcome that particular moves or
One thing is, if you first canto of Bhagavatam, and Arjun is coming back from Dwarka, and they say all the queens of Krishna are taken away by the pathology right with them. And he's paying it totally to protect Krishna's wives. And at that time, in Moros, Krishna asks Vishnu Maharaj asks him, and he says, he's actually Parents, they thinking maybe Krishna, you have some other plan. Thank you very much for making me realize, or humbling me. Maybe I should realize that I want to do it. And when something wonderful happens, it says, thank you Krishna for using me to execute your will. So Prabhupada, years and years of failure, never got discouraged. Few years of traveling, powerful preaching and super success never got in his head. Because he saw himself as an instrument of Krishna. So to the extent we see that, these things will not touch our heart. Still if it touches, that means because of anarthas. So we have to intensify our sadhana, we have to keep good association, and we have to serve elevated Vaishnavas. As Krishna Bhagavatam says, Sushusho Shadhanasya Vasudeva Katha Ruchi Syat Mahat Seva. Why? Because the great devotees of the Lord are risking everything to travel all around and preach. They are so dear to Krishna, so dear. And therefore, when they are satisfied and pray for us, then Krishna's mercy flows wherever they desire. And also Prabhupada writes, by serving whomever you serve, their quality you develop. So just like Radhagopinath in his previous life served the Bhakti Vedanta, and they were happy and satisfied with it, and their quality came in. What is their quality? What is the great devotee's quality? Eagerness to heal, eagerness to chant. So by serving those great souls, eagerness to heal, and Karmani Nirdahati into the Bhakti, that eagerness to chant, fire of Bhakti, great of Bhakti Yogi, and everything will be destroyed. That will burn away to ashes all the unwanted things of the heart. So then all these are different steps, different processes that help to cleanse the unwanted things which are blocking us from the worship of God. And therefore the false ego wants to get the credit. Ahankar, Mudha-atma, Karta Aham. So therefore, and chant all in Kirtaniya, Lahari, that will automatically bring about our monetary value. And one last question.
It's not to get distracted by chanting, not to get into their decisions. It is by default. Like that. So in order not to get into all these things, is it
I
okay?
think to tell you a question in the mic.
I don't have to repeat, I don't have memory. Long-term memory.
Yeah, the question is, it is not that easy not to get distracted by chanting. Always we try to plan a day or whatever because of this busy present day living. So is it okay if we can think of the nice thoughts of the God and deities? We would recommend not to get at least distracted, to remember the God of the Lord, the deities, something like that. Or it's see, hearing is one thing, we can hear, but at the same time, while hearing, the mind also gets into some other mode. So,
Not the mind, intelligence.
the intelligence, yeah. So is it okay to remember the deities, the form of the deities, like Lord Spirit or the face or the something like that? Whatever helps you do it. But listen to the mantra that you are chanting. Right now. I don't know if it helps, okay. hear from you why it is not happening. That's none of our business. Our business is to hear that what gets. So,
Actually, we can do that, but some thoughts will always come because hearing is one faculty, thinking is another faculty.
thinking is another faculty, hearing is another faculty. Yeah. But if you allow that, even the thinking feeling, I was thinking there's a beautiful verse in Rupa Goswami's Upadeshamrita. Mind has three functions, right? Thinking, feeling and willing. Thinking is in relationship with the head, feeling is in relationship with the heart, and willing is in relationship with the body. So it says, Syat Krishna Nama Charitadi Sitati. So you really want to think about the mercy of the Lord. Think about the sweetness of the holy name. Think about the potency of the holy name. Think about this before the chanting. Think. If at all you want to think about the glory of the holy name. Think about verses connected with the holy name. Syat Krishna Nama Charitadi Sitati is so sweet, so mercy, loaded with mercy, so easily accessible. And feeling Pitta Upadatta Asanasya Naloji. Check and notice, disgusting or frustrating, inspired. I have noticed. So those bhajans, those beautiful prayers, where what is that? Gopinath Prabhu, Vishay Durjana Samata Sada Kamara Kichunai. And what is the beginning part? Kintu Adara Udinam Khalu Saiva Dushta. No, whatever happens, I will try to hear. Even if there is no taste, even if there is nothing, I don't understand. I am supposed to hear. I just hear. Mind is here. Swami Kramad Bhavad. Gradually, Kramusha. Swami. Why Swami? Because after we go Ruchi, it becomes Swami. Swami Kramad Bhavadi. Tadgada Mula Anta. As all these things are, unwanted things are required. It's a thin line between thinking favorable things. Sometimes I asked once Radhagopinath Prabhu Maharaj, I asked him, I said, Maharaj, I think about service, I think about some positive things. What about that? I'm not thinking of sense gratification. He said, that's better than thinking of sense gratification. That's not the best. Because even that can gradually go into, before long, can go into, just like our conversation. We begin with Krishna Katha, and without our knowledge it goes into Prajal. When it goes, we don't even realize why we're talking. Then it slips without our knowledge.
What should we be thinking? Thinking cannot stop.
One time Prabhupada was told, how come my mind is going? Where is the mind? Dance should chant, you should hear. Different replies, different. It's very difficult to keep the mind blank. But at least, very good. Yato Nishala Talastato Niyam. Hey, you are supposed to hear. You are supposed to hear. Hear the mantra. Very good. It's a lifetime project. It's not a weekly project. It's not a month-long project. It's not a year-long project. Eventually, actually the holy name from Nam Rupa Guna Leela will die. Let us see. But at least focus on the holy name. It's an austerity, right? No thoughts. At that time it's all sense gratification. You're supposed to do this is the service. That is the struggle. That's the struggle. Otherwise you flow along with your heart. Krishna, I know your thought is flowing and your being is also flowing. But where is the sadhana? What is the struggle? The struggle is yato nischalati manaschanchal vasthira matastato niyamyeta atmani. The whole Ashtanga Yoga is to take Ashtanga. The first four is withdrawn. Mind has two diseases. What are the two diseases? It goes where you don't want it, and it doesn't stay where you want it. It goes where you don't want it, it doesn't stay where you want it. And that's the struggle. That's yoga. Focus, focus, focus. Bring back. It's a struggle. Why do you? Bring it back. So that's the struggle. And if you see Ashtanga Yoga, Yama, Niyama, Pranayama and Pratyahara is all about within Brahma. Do's and don'ts, Niyama. And Pranayama. Pranayama is Asana. Asana is holding the body at least fixed. And then Pranayama, the airs. So that's where the mind is moving around. So airs are controlled and the mind is brought into some kind of peaceful in the Ashtanga Yoga. Then Pratyahara, Dharana. Dharana means to dharan. You hold the mind for some time, it sleeps away. Again hold for some time, sleeps away. That is called dharana. Dharana means to hold for some time. Dhyana means to hold it for a longer time. Once you hold it for a long time, then it goes away. And again it begins. Increasing your capacity. Samadhi means it just can't go away. Just like Nava went to Gopis meditating. They said, what are you meditating? We want to get this guy out. But he doesn't go out. That's like Samadhi. Samyak adhiyate asmin atma tattvam yathatmam iti samadhi. 24 hours thinking of self-realization. It's a very high level. From Nam, Guna, Rupa, Leela, and beyond that. Right now, simply hold to the feeling of practice. It's a struggle. It starts with good thought. Eventually, at least before that you can bring it. Eventually it becomes a habit. The mind of this person, and also peace to the mind, peace to the intelligence, peace to the ego. How do you peace to the ego? Two things. What is your role? What is your real role? And what is your real goal? Gopi Bhatto Palakamayo Da Dasamudas. You are the only. You are not. What is thought? What are thoughts? Thoughts are about all your roles that you are playing. I'm a manager, I'm a husband, a father, I'm a son, I'm a society secretary. This. All roles you have, and in every role you have a goal to achieve. Right? And to achieve the goal, you have planning. I have to do this. As a father, I have to do this. As a son, I have to do this to my father. As a husband, I have to do this. So every role, there is a goal to be achieved, and therefore you start planning. During chanting, tell your false ego, tell your intelligence, tell your mind. Focus on your eternal goal. Jiva Swarupa Krishna Chaitanya Das Muni, Chaitanya Das, Chaitanya Das Muni Tar Dasir Das. You are fixed on your eternal goal. That's the most important goal. That is, you are the servant of Krishna. Right now, the goal is, what is the goal? Prem dhan bina vyartha daridra jivan. Dasa kari deta hamare devo prem. Dharma sanushita pumsam vishwaksena tatha suyana na utpade dingrati shramani. All your chanting, all your rituals, everything is useless if it doesn't. So my dear mind, in this role as a servant of Krishna, right now the goal is develop love for Krishna by meditating on Krishna, remembering Krishna,
hear His Grace Radhagopinath Prabhu explain the Nama Tattva with such simplicity and with such lucid examples. Some of Prabhu is always been very merciful on Bangalore devotees, so he comes quite regularly and speaks to us. So we would like to convey our grateful thanks to Prabhuji by loudly chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
One mantra at a time. Only the mantra.
It said, Krishna Bhakti Janma Mula Haya Sadhu Sangha. The Sadhu Sangha is the place of birth of Krishna Bhakti. When we associate with saintly persons like Radhagopinath Prabhu and many senior devotees, we are advancing Bhakti. So as Prabhu said, it's a continuing process. So please don't leave without prasadam. There is prasadam for all the devotees. So I said, Prabhu said it's a continuing process. In an effort to increase our quality of chanting, we have organized for a seminar on the holy name by Mahatma Prabhu. How many devotees here are already enrolled for the seminar? How many are not yet enrolled? So here are a few festivals which will inspire. Romba Swami Maharaj said that it's one of my best experiences in my life. And one devotee has said, it was the most popular and important activity in my life ever since my initiation 27 years ago. This seminar, it absolutely enhanced and altered my japa forever. This is really ISKCON at its best, the chanting of holy names. So there is many wonderful devotees, senior devotees, sannyasis have attended this seminar and appreciated the techniques for pure chanting of holy names. So I recommend, or rather sincerely advise, all the devotees to enroll for this. So the details are given at the flyer outside. So please contact the persons required mentioned in the chat and please enroll for that. Hare Krishna. So there is prasadam for all the devotees. Thank you again for your time. Hare Krishna.
Record.